we will make sure that you'll receive a copy of this recording next week. And also, please stay on mute to avoid background noise, but feel free to use the chat box. I see that some people have already started using it for any of your questions to our guest speakers today. Let's maximize today. It's a wonderful Saturday. This session will run for about 60 minutes. Without further ado, I'll go straight by introducing our guest speakers, starting with Ms. Marian Campos. So we're bringing in one of the counselors of BADA Philippines to help us learn more about the process or what you can expect while you're doing the application with Macquarie University. And of course, to learn more about this wonderful institution, we have Ms. Omalu or Omu Camus, and she is the Philippine Country Manager of Macquarie University. So I'll just be admitting one more person in the call, but we are now ready to start. So I'll be stop sharing my screen to showcase our lovely guests. Let me just find them. I think you can see Marian now. Or maybe not. Just give me a second. I just want to make sure they are all on the screen. So I guess yes, right? Hi, Marian, and hi, Omu. Welcome to the session. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Marian. Hi, Mo, and hi, everybody. Thank you for having us today. It's really great to get to represent Macquarie in today's info session, and on a very important holiday at that, especially at a very good timing. And hi everyone. It's nice to see. Thank you. It's nice to see a lot of participants who've made time today. Thank you so much for spending your Saturday afternoon. Let me admit one more participant. So yeah, I hope you guys have a good time, and I hope that you guys are able to learn a lot from the opportunities that we are about to talk about today. And again, thank you, Marian. I'm excited to start our discussion. Before anything else, I just want to give you guys a warm virtual welcome to Macquarie University. And to do that, let me just
Okay, it looks like Omu is just having an
and give you a glimpse of what's in store. Yeah, okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, you're back now.
All right, okay. So let me just share my screen. And again, guys, welcome to Macquarie, and I'm very excited for everybody to get to see, and hopefully this convinces you to pursue your respective programs in our lovely, lovely university.
Welcome to Macquarie University. Did you know that when the Macquarie campus was established more than 50 years ago, it was done with collaboration at its heart? Our visionary founders chose a bold location away from the city centre, but an area where they predicted Sydney would boom. And they weren't wrong. Our stunning 126-hectare campus is uniquely located in the heart of not only Australia's, but the Southern Hemisphere's largest high-tech precinct. Such a location enables you to connect and collaborate with future employers in some of the country's leading organisations while you're still studying. Through internships and other practical work experiences, as well as through degrees that have been co-designed with industry partners, you'll gain the knowledge and skills you'll need to meet the current and future challenges of your chosen profession. Okay, so it's great there's an amazing hub of innovation right next door to the campus. But what about the actual campus? Having had more than $1 billion invested in the campus in recent years, Macquarie is home to some of Australia's most exceptional facilities. Our newest building, One Central Courtyard, is where you're going to love spending a lot of your on-campus downtime. Standing atop grassed and paved courtyards, this central hub is home to the iconic U-Bar, as well as 16 food outlets. There's also an awesome terrace that overlooks the lake. Yep, we have a lake. It's also home to our new on-campus student residential accommodation, which features studio, twin and apartment options, communal social areas, and 24/7 on-campus security. If you're in need of some quiet study time, you'll most likely head to the library. Only 10 years old, the library provides access to millions of print and electronic resources. It features group and quiet study areas, computers, printers and copiers, presentation practice pods, and a cafe. And if you're into sport and fitness, you're going to love our Sport and Aquatic Centre, which features 2 pools, a gym, courts and fields. Now you're probably wondering what specific facilities are available in your area of study. If you're an arts, law or linguistics student, you're going to seriously enjoy studying in our world-leading spaces. Our new arts precinct features flexible classroom spaces, a language centre, museums, a cafe, atrium and rooftop garden. Our linguistics department offers one of the best equipped research and clinical environments in the world, and we're home to the Macquarie Social Justice Clinic. If you're studying education, you may have access to training through the Mia Child and Family Study Centre, the Special Education Centre, or the Next Sense Institute. As a business student, you'll have access to our Finance Decision Lab, a collaborative space that facilitates hands-on financial market simulations and workshops. If you're studying engineering, you'll have opportunities to get involved in group projects, like working on a go-kart or the MQ Speed Team's human-powered vehicle. If IT, games design, app development, or cybersecurity are your thing, you'll be kept busy in our industry-leading computing precinct with cybersecurity, networking, and gaming labs. For Media Bus, you'll hone your skills in our multi-million-dollar media recording, music, radio, newsroom. If you have a medical or psychology degree, you could be studying alongside experts from MQ Health and Cochlear, or within our simulation hub, anechoic chamber, or even our on-campus hospital, physiotherapy suites, or new clinical education building. As a science student, you can't do much better than studying in some of the best physics, molecular sciences, biology, and environment labs in Asia Pacific. And one last facility that's very important to us is the Wollongamuru Pavilion. Macquarie recognises the custodianship of the land on which our campus is situated. The mathematical plan of the Darug Nation and the Wollongamuru Pavilion is a gathering place for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander students, staff and visitors. So that's our campus. But how do I get from one facility to the next, you ask? That will be down Wally's Walk, named after Macquarie architect Dr. Walter Abraham. This central pathway runs the entire length and links. I'm sure you'll agree, our campus is pretty spectacular. We can't wait to see you here sometime soon. To book a campus tour, visit nq.edu.au/campus-tours.
So how did you like that,
Wow.
Marian? Did you have a good time?
Yes.
Did everyone
Yes.
like
I hope everybody liked the video.
Really excellent business programs,
hang on?
Okay.
law and IT. Sciences are very strong here. Psychology is excellent. Education is
Hang on.
very, very strong here. And now, of course,
Okay. There we go.
Okay. Ayan. I hope everybody enjoyed like the kind of campus tour that you almost provided or showed us. And actually for all our audience today, just to say, I think for me personally, Macquarie has one of the nicest campuses among our partner schools in Australia. So yeah, just wanted to say that.
Yeah, and I totally agree. I mean, having represented a different university prior to Macquarie, I really love how it doesn't feel like you're in Sydney. I mean, it's 30 minutes away from the central business district, but it doesn't, it's 30 minutes. In Manila, 30 minutes is super near. So if you guys are coming in, it wouldn't be a very difficult adjustment. So yeah, so if you guys have any questions with regard to the campus, with regards to what life is going to be like in when you start studying in Macquarie, then by all means just post them in the chat box. All right, so Marian, how are you? I know that everyone here, I think if one thing binds us together, it's that we all went through the same experience in the last 2 years. And I think everyone can agree. And you can, please feel free to enliven this discussion by reacting and, creating, putting your thumbs up or pressing on some emoji or emoticon that will kind of like give us a reaction. Or better yet, if you can turn on your cameras, that would be so, so awesome. Okay, so yeah, one thing that we all share in common is how we all just, we're all recovering from the effects of the pandemic. Right? How's life like working from home, Marian?
Um, Honestly, I am the kind of person who I've been working from home even before, but I'm the kind of person
Mhm.
who really wants to go out every once in a while. So I
Yeah,
would say that the pandemic really made me feel a little bit stressed,
yeah.
staying at home every time. But anyway, there are also a lot of benefits.
Yes.
And I think we were able to maximize the use of online platforms such as this.
Yeah.
Even schools. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And I think for our education counselors, as I got to know, I started catching up with everybody in the industry. It also widened your reach, right? It's one of the,
Right.
as you said, it's one of the benefits from working online. Everybody's suddenly accessible because of Zoom, because of internet. Everybody now is like can get a master's in Zoom, right?
Right,
Um,
right.
so with BADA, we know that for everyone who's here, Macquarie University basically partners with different education agents in the Philippines, but we maintain a very, very close circle of student counselors whom we entrust our students in. And as we go along this discussion, you're going to be finding out what it is that what the role they play is in your lives, because what I noticed is that you're there from day one meaning today, up until most of our students end up already are starting to fix their respective post-study work visas. So it's
Right.
it's really a very long relationship. It's a very holistic relationship, and I'm excited for everyone to really understand how that's going to work. So during the pandemic, Marian, I know that Australia closed borders, right? It was very, very stressful for most of us. How did that affect BADA in terms of your operations? What happened to your students? What happened to, how did you handle counseling? What happened to the info sessions that used to be face to face before? Can you tell us, can you kind of like give us a trip down memory lane?
Yes. All right. So of course, lahat naman tayo, we were not really prepared for this pandemic. So it was really a struggle and it was really a challenge for us at the beginning. But as the months passed, actually, we are very thankful that our Australian partner schools and the Australian government, especially yung education department or education field, was very supportive of this study abroad program. So first of all, how did it affect us? Like what I've said, at first it was a struggle, but after a few months, we were able to actually, even before naman, we were already using online platforms to promote schools and study plus work Australia in general. So we have been already providing info sessions like this, but we also do like face-to-face sessions like in hotels, like events. So I think Omo, of course, you were also able to attend a lot of those before. Although kasi during those times, the audience was limited. So if, for
Mhm.
example, the event is in Makati, so most likely yung mga a-attend lang doon are from the surrounding areas. But actually, because of the pandemic, mas nakaano tayo ngayon, Zoom. So we can reach more people. We have increased from like Negros, from Cebu, from Davao. Whereas before the pandemic, we would get few inquiries from those far areas from Metro Manila, because our office is in Metro Manila. So actually, I would say that is one of the advantages that we had during the pandemic. So it wasn't really so bad. It was just really concerning, or we were worried at first, but later on, also with the support of our partner schools like one Macquarie, so we were able to get by, and we were able to host info sessions, learning sessions like this.
Yeah. And for us, the university, we just really missed our students. I mean, when the Australian borders closed, we were so worried, like what was gonna happen to the incoming students, what's going to be happening to those who were interested. And to be honest, one of the challenges that we had is that during the pandemic, I noticed how Australia was challenged in the sense that the US did not close borders, Canada did not close borders. Um, we and a lot of Filipinos who were just tired of being at home, of of a poorly governed the past 2 years. Many people were able to leave actually, right? So as we were observing this trend, we just couldn't wait until the borders would have been opened. And in February, it finally did. So now what I'm noticing is that we're just, in as part of the recovery, I'm also noticing that our students now are getting younger and younger. Like
Right.
the past few weeks, I've been talking to grade 11 students. I've been talking to grade 12 students, and I would be talking to parents. And one of the things that I noticed is that everybody suffered from online fatigue. We've had enough of online school. I mean, Marian, the two of us are probably used to, online work. It's something that we've always been used to, but not our students. It's they deserve an actual campus life. And back when I handled US, Canada, and Australia simultaneously, I was always partial with Australia because campus life in Australia is so different. Like it's the weather's awesome. It's you're not going to freeze in the cold. You're only 8 hours away from Manila. You're only 2 hours ahead of the time in terms of time frame. So all my students who pursued studies in Australia really enjoyed these advantages. And of course, as I read through the chat box, once in a while I'll be picking on some questions that you're asking. And what Marian and I are gonna do for you is just to really try to cover all those answers. All right. So Marian, someone asked me, oh, we have here a question from Alan asking, what's the benefit of being a Macquarian? What is it about Macquarie that's going to make you really special? Wait, for one, you'd be glad to know that Macquarie is in the top, one of the top schools in Australia. At the moment, we're sitting at the number 12, and it's in Sydney. It's a nicely ranked school, and it's in the top 200 in the world. So to be a graduate of Macquarie is not, you don't even have to graduate. What I noticed is that students who are enrolled in Macquarie also get nice part-time job offers. And if you saw the video earlier, you would have noticed that we are smack in the middle of business centers. And most of our students get their part-time jobs there. Like they're able to utilize the space, they're able to utilize the location, and really enjoy the advantages of just being so close to all these establishments and firms. And we're very thankful because, I think BADA, we've had your share of Macquarie alumni, you've had your share of Macquarie students, right? So I'm sure you've heard their own personal experiences, their stories with regards to what it was like for them to be a Macquarie student. And this 2022, like I said, we're welcoming students with wide arms. And what we're trying to do now is really try to remind our students why Australia has always been the top destination for Filipino students. And like for now, we will be oh, hi. Okay, so Alan's actually currently enrolled. That's awesome. So you
Yes.
must have enjoyed your
Great, Alan.
scholarship, Alan. Awesome. All right. So Alan is a student who's incoming. It's so nice
Yes.
to have you
Waiting to
here.
fly there. to Australia.
Congratulations, Alan.
Yes, congratulations. You must have enjoyed your scholarship. So for everyone who's here today, you'd be glad to know that as an Asian student, of course, you are entitled to the ASEAN scholarship, which entitles you to $10,000 per year. So if you're going to be taking a bachelor's degree, that's a 3-year study period. That means the total scholarship that you're going to get is worth 30,000 Australian dollars. And if you're going to be taking your master's, then that's 2 years, and that will be equivalent to 20,000. And right now, our students who are coming in for their masters have been very aggressive because Macquarie has been promoting double degrees. So if you go to our website, and you can just play around several combinations, because you can combine your own degrees to come up with your own masters, right? So these are two specializations that you can get together. And to come up with your own postgraduate course. All right. So, Marian, would you like to? Because Alan, if at any point you want to you turn on your mic, and
Yeah, you can give.
yes, feel free to
Could
share
add.
your journey towards having come up with your decision to pursue your studies in Macquarie. Because, generally speaking, Marian, I'm sure BADA is also linked and is partners with different Australian universities. For you personally, like, what would you say would be the common answers of why a student would go for our campus, for our school, or for our programs?
Um, so for maybe first, let's be more general. Why
Mhm.
Australia? Okay, before we
Yes.
go specific to the school. So like apart from, at first I already said that Macquarie has one of the nicest campuses, and let's not um put this, sometimes kasi people feel that it's petty just because maganda yung campus. Should I go there? But honestly, especially I think after the pandemic, we realize that a good environment is really important for our
Yeah.
mental health. So this is one of the reasons why I believe that Macquarie really has a nice campus. It's not just having nice buildings, but the environment is really good. So first, let's go back to what you were asking, Amu. First of all, why Australia? So maybe let's talk about what it is about Australia that makes it a standout. That makes it stand out as a very popular study destination. Because since Omo already mentioned other countries such as Canada, US, so what is it that we don't really want to compare? But I just want to highlight what makes Australia a popular destination, especially for Filipinos or for people who are in the Philippines. So first of all, for us who are residing here in the Philippines, Australia is quite near as
Mhm.
compared to the US and Canada. So let's say for students or for applicants who are fresh high school graduates here in the Philippines, senior high, let's say, or even kahit nakapag-bachelor's na sila and then they're flying to a different country on their own for the first time, it will be really hard to adjust, especially if you come from a family that is really tight knitted. So Australia is near compared to other study destinations, and Australia has different time zones, right?
Mhm.
So, but hindi nalalayo sa Philippines. For let's say Sydney is about 2 to 3 hours, right? Depending on the time daylight savings. So Sydney is only 2 to 3 hours different from Manila. And if I'm not mistaken, Perth ba? Tama, Perth is same time
West
with the
Australia.
Philippines. Yeah, yeah. So yon. Next is Australia is a great melting pot of different cultures. So I'm sure Omu would agree with this, especially sa campus nila. Pretty sure there are a lot of students from different countries, students of different nationalities, and it's a great immersion. You don't really learn academics. you learn about life. So when you get to interact with students from different parts of the world, it really helps you a lot. And then in Australia, the lifestyle is laid back. Maybe I'll specify this to the area also, where Macquarie is located. I believe it's kind of even more laid back than dun sa malapit sa business center, because it could be really busy dun sa downtown, while Macquarie is not very far from the business center, but it's still part of Sydney. So the lifestyle is laid back. Um, there is, you already saw in the video that there are a lot of outdoor is great. So there are activities that you can do outdoors. I would like to highlight, you showed us that there is a lap pool. I really like that because actually for me, my workout is swimming. So it's really nice that Macquarie has that. So I'm pretty sure the students can use that. So if you are somebody who likes the water, who likes to swim, you can use that and the other facilities in the university. Also, let me highlight that in Australia, speaking of laid back, in university, they only students only study for like around 3 times a week. Am I right, Amu? For a bachelor's degree, typically, and a bachelor's degree,
Yes, that's right.
yes. So yon. So mas laid back. Unlike
Yeah,
dito sa
about 3 days.
Yeah. Unlike here sa Philippines, 'di ba? Pag mag-aral tayo ng college,
I just
university. Yes, Amu.
Yeah,
Hello?
I just want to because it's a common common misconception among students, because when they ask me like, Omu, is it, how laid back is it? Like, yes, in terms of work-life balance compared to the Philippines, it's a little more relaxed, but it doesn't mean that you can like be super easy with your program, because
Okay.
sometimes our students, like when they reach onshore, and for Alan who's incoming, especially, I don't want to give you the wrong impression. This is actually like there, you're not expected to be in campus all the time. Not all of your classes are done face to face, and hybrid learning has already been existent in Australia for a long time now. So even before the pandemic, students would come to school 2 to 3 days a week, but then they are expected to be very independent. They have certain classes that are held online. There are certain lectures that are downloaded, and there are lectures which are pretty heavy, which is why it becomes mandatory for our students to come in. Earlier, I had someone ask me, what can a grade 11 student expect? So this is nice because, like I said, I have been sorry, hang on. I have two toddlers who will be one day Macquarie students. Okay, so yeah, grade 11 students. I've been talking to a lot of your batchmates the past few months, and mostly it's the parents who have been very anal with the environment. So it's great that you noticed how we have a lot of outdoor space, a lot of greens as well. There's a lot of space for you to actually just breathe fresh air, which now matters a lot because of, what COVID brought, the effects of COVID to a lot of people. No, so now when parents look at the video, they suddenly see the value that, okay, there are a lot of trees, there's a lot of outer space, there's a lot of sun that you're going to get, and you're not inside, you're not facing almost all buildings. I mean, there are a lot of establishments inside the campus, but they're properly spaced. So pati yung mga buildings socially distanced sila. So you're definitely going to feel very, very safe.
Yeah.
So
Yes, Mo.
Yeah, Omo and Marian, following the grade 11 student question from Semaj, I think he wants to find out what can he do for now, since he still needs to wait 1 year before he could actually jump into Macquarie University. Mai, what would you recommend to Semaj while he's waiting to graduate senior high?
So senior high, right? So grade 11 means there is another year waiting time.
Yeah.
So we suggest that you already explore
Mm.
opportunities so that when
Book a
you,
consultation.
yeah, book a consultation and then also research. Let's say, for example, you can go to Macquarie website and then search for their programs. And then based on your interests, let's say, I'm pretty sure you already have something in mind, but that can still change. I'm telling you, as someone who's been there, when I
Yes.
before, like when I started high school, I had like a career in mind, but it changed once I was already in fourth year. So that can still change. But if you can start browsing, you should. If you're really interested about the study in Australia programs, then you should browse. You can browse Macquarie University's courses, and then there are a lot of information there, even the scholarships that you can have, that you can apply for, so that when you're already in grade 12, then everything will be smooth. You sign up with us, then we recommend a course for you, or we check if you have already chosen what course you want to take, then we'll just assess. We'll assess your background, we'll assess your interests. Maybe we'll have interview with you, and then we'll guide you if we think this is the best path for you, and we'll also help you choose based on your future goals. So para pagdating mo ng grade 12, so diretso ka na. Pagka-sign up, submit na ng documents, and so yun, smooth. So fly agad to Australia. Amo, if you want to
That's
add like
actually,
an advice for grade 11 student.
yes, that's actually very correct because what makes college or what makes your bachelor's degree different when you're studying in the Philippines and Australia. In the Philippines, you're in the comfort of your own country. It's easy to navigate through shifting, even when you're at your course already. Sometimes you shift twice. Some of my batchmates even would have shifted thrice. So in Australia, it's important that actually a very good training for grade 11 and even grade 12 students to really think about what you want or how you see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years. You have to remember that this is a major investment that your parents will be doing for you as well. So it's only fair that you go for what you're really passionate about. And at grade 11, towards grade 12, what I noticed also is that that's when they actually start applying.
Mm.
As early as their second quarter, they start to submit application forms because in 2023, the ASEAN scholarship is still offered. So if you guys submit
Nice.
your application, you will be able to be eligible for this scholarship still. And it's very easy. There are no extra application forms. There's no other requirement other than the fact that you need to just prove that you are of Asian citizen. And how do we do this? By just simply submitting your passport copy. All right. And once admissions team sees that you are Filipino, you will see on your offer letter that your scholarship will be deducted automatically. So it's going to be very, very convenient for everyone. Okay. So for those who are currently enrolled in their bachelor degrees and are open to like moving or continuing their studies onshore, we've encountered students like this. I'm sure BADA already, right? Those who are currently in their bachelors in the Philippines and then pursue the rest of the years in Australia. How do we handle this? With the help of your transcript of records, we're able to submit this to the respective faculty who's in charge. Like, for example, for Andrea, who is a civil engineering student, I will be submitting the transcript of records to the Faculty of Engineering, and then they will be assessing the units that you've already taken up. And yes, because we do unit credits. Um,
Oh.
what else? Top of my head, so yeah, it's very important you just really think about or start considering what it is that you really want to pursue. So yeah, you know what I noticed, Marian, is that this generation is so lucky because I think during our time, very, very few people had that privilege to even think about, leaving Manila, leaving the country to pursue studies. And now
Right.
we're seeing grade 11, we're seeing grade 12
Right.
already thinking about moving to Australia. And what's also nice is that, parents now are more supportive of this education because, the past 2 years really taught us an important lesson. It's not nice to study in the house. you know, you guys deserve an actual campus life, and you guys deserve a better education system than what we currently have. I
That's
understand that many schools, right, Marian, they're still not open for face to face, and
right. Right.
it's crazy. I don't know how teachers are. I don't know how teachers are not mentally breaking down. I don't know how students are doing it, but what I do know is that the students whom I have interviewed and are incoming for their respective programs in Macquarie, most of them have told me that they just had enough. They've had enough of um, studying online, and nothing, no interaction with anyone. So it's funny when I was watching the just to share with you guys, when I was watching the convocation rights last February, there was a live coverage of students coming in campus. You can see them in masks, and how some of them would remove it, some of them would put it back. There's that kind of adjustment because the Australians, they don't wear masks outdoors anymore, like absolutely nothing. So it's one of those things that when I started interviewing my students, like, what's the first 2 weeks like? And that's the first thing they said. So nice not to wear masks. It's so nice to just, get to walk around and not think about level 1, 2, 3, not think about lockdowns, and just enjoy the facilities for what they really are and for what they were designed to be. And they were made for students to really use. So yeah, I'm very excited for them. I was actually very moved after seeing students coming into the campus, just walking around. And I'm sure, Marian, I'm not sure if you've met the whole team, but Macquarie also has the Filipino Student Society.
Mhm.
It's a group of students currently enrolled and alumni who are enrolled in who are students of Macquarie. And it's an official organization that is funded by the university. So this Filipino group is very, very supportive. Um, Whenever I sit in their meetings and I've seen their events, they really have an intensive walkthrough of what student life is like, especially for the younger ones. And during our last meeting, I want to share with you guys because I see that, based on the profile that was sent to me, many of you are in grade 11, grade 12, and are currently enrolled. I want you guys to know that one of the best things about Macquarie is how hands-on we are in terms of student support. There's significant effort in what we do to make sure that your well-being is taken care of, especially because we know that you're transitioning from having been stuck in an online school and then back into a real campus life. So it's one of the things that we really keep considering. And in the past few weeks, the Filipino Student Society of Macquarie, they've been very, very hands-on in helping our students, especially again the younger ones, adjust well, because most of our students who came in February are alone. They don't have relatives in Australia. It's the
Mhm.
first time that they're coming out of their comfort zone. And I'm especially careful with the grade 12 graduates because they're used to having their helpers here in the Philippines. They're used to having their moms. They're used to having other people. They're not, to be independently living after years and years of just being with around family. It's a major adjustment. But trust me, based on how they pulled off the first 2 weeks, it's not as hard as we anticipated. So it's actually very exciting. I'm very, very excited for the incoming students.
Mhm. If I may
Um
add, Omu, since
yes.
you mentioned about the younger generation having the opportunity to study abroad. Parang mas
Yep.
accessible ngayon. I just want to add that apart from that opportunity, actually, and unfortunately, kasi dito sa Philippines, we have a very limited choices ng course. And speaking of opportunity na sinasabi ni Omu, actually in Australia, in Macquarie, emphasizing in Macquarie, there are courses na varied. The courses they have a wide range of courses, varied. So for example, under engineering, let's say for example, si Alan is under engineering. So engineering, there are many, like, how do you term it ba, Omo, with Macquarie? There are like branches. So
Yeah,
may
there are different
specializations.
specializations.
Yeah. Meron kasing mga specializations na wala dito sa Philippines. So if you are interested in applying for a study plus work in Australia program, you can browse Macquarie's website, and you might, for example, gusto mo lang talaga na engineering, kasi ang alam mo lang talaga general engineering. If you browse the website, you may find out something else na mas talagang gusto mo, na maisip mo, ay meron palang ganun doon.
Yes.
So yun yung isa pang opportunities ng pag-study sa Australia. And I think, daanan ko na rin, nakita ko kasi dito may nagtatanong, is the program for bachelor's degree only? So no, pwede din. Like Alan, he applied for a master's degree. Like what I've said, they have a wide range of courses.
Mai, speaking of the courses available, so just to clarify, pwedeng for bachelor's, pwede kang mag-apply kahit undergraduate, undergraduate ka na, and meron din for MBA, and I think meron ding PhD.
Yes.
But may I just ask to the both of you, what are the requirements for admission in the university itself?
Sorry, I lost you for a bit.
Yes, Omo, what are the requirements for admission from
For
Macquarie?
admission. All right. So first, okay, again, emphasizing what Marian said. Decide on which program you wish to pursue. Okay, that's number one. Second, you have to submit your signed application form, which kind of officiates that decision that you're making. And then on your application form, it has to come with your transcript of records, your diploma. This is for students who have already graduated year 12 and are applying for bachelor's. And it's the same requirements also for those who are applying into masters. So you need your diploma, you need your transcript of records, you need your signed application form, you need your personal statement or your statement of purpose, and your passport copy. Okay, so since we have grade 12 students who started applying during school, like they're currently enrolled, for them we only required for them to submit their updated transcript of records and their predictive grades. We just need to make sure that you're eligible for graduation. So schools will release that, don't worry. So we're able to release conditional COEs. It won't be a problem. So like for example, this incoming July, we have students who are graduating in June, and then just a few more weeks of preparation, and they're flying and straight into their bachelor's in Macquarie.
Almost speaking of COE in a different context, for those, let's say, applying for masters, probably most of them are already working. Do you need the certificate of employment?
Sorry, again?
For those who are applying for masters, let's say they are already working, do you need their certificate of employment? Because some schools ask for it. Okay, so to be clear, so if mag-apply po ng masters or PhD, if you are already working, you have to provide also certificate of employment.
Yep. And for those students, sorry, at the moment I've been seeing questions with regards to full scholarships. None yet. But there has been a record in Macquarie where students have proven really excellent based on the transcript of records, and then they were granted scholarships, full scholarships. Okay, but it's not something that you really apply for. It's something that's merited. So really rare. At the moment, it's just the ASEAN scholarship that we're offering really for the Filipino students.
For the ASEAN scholarship, what does it cover the whole program, or is it just how long is the duration of the scholarship award, ASEAN Scholarship Award? Hello?
Sorry, Mo. Yeah, I was experiencing a bit of
Yes, that's okay.
interference.
So following the question about scholarship, because you did mention the ASEAN scholarship, and I think that's
Mhm.
10,000, um, 10,000 Australian dollars of scholarship. And
Yep.
this is how long is it granted? Is it 1 year or?
Yeah, it's $10,000 per year. So as mentioned
Mhm.
earlier, if your program is 3 years, then that means the total scholarship that you're going to get is worth $30,000, and you're going to see
Wow.
that reflected per semester. So, for
Mhm.
instance, if you're applying, and I'm sure maybe Alan has experienced this, once what you'll see on your offer is that $5,000 is deducted because you're only applying, or you're only expected to settle the first sem. And then
Mhm.
on your second sem, it's the second half. So another $5,000 will be deducted. It's funny because, especially, I get this a lot from grade 12 students. They're like, "Oh, Mo, what if I fail my subject? Do I lose my scholarship?" No, you won't lose your scholarship. Don't worry. It's not dependent on your grade. It's not dependent on your performance. It's just dependent on your citizenship. You just really have to stay Asian. So, um, we've we've had experience kasi in the past where our student is a dual citizen, and instead of using her US passport, she used her Philippine passport to be able to be eligible for the scholarship.
Scholarship. But that's
Yeah.
nice. So as long as you're Asian, you get
Yes,
this. You're
that's
eligible.
right. Yeah, and
Okay.
it's what I love the story behind it, because what we're told is that, of course, Asians in general have a very good standing performance in most education systems. And with Macquarie trying to always build or strengthening our ranks, not just in Australia, but in the world, it's really us who lift these numbers. It's really us who are proving this excellence. So it's nice. It's really nice to see Filipino potential doing very well overseas. And it's something that, unfortunately, in the Philippines, especially after having seen how our education system failed us in the last few years, it's much better if you guys just go and, pursue your potential outside of the country.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. So, Marian, if I may ask, like, for example, these students now are going to be applying to Macquarie. What's the first thing that they should do with their student counselor? I mean, of course, booking your session is very
Yes.
important, and feel free to let Marian know, or whoever your student counselor who will be assigned to you. Please let them know if you'd want me to be part of the meeting, in case you really want to go, or you really want an intensive walkthrough with your programs of choices. Or if you want, because I've also been experiencing students whose parents are the ones who want to talk to us. So definitely, like, for example, Marian and I can come as a team again, and address your parents and talk to them and answer all their concerns. And then with regards to your questions, if you have questions about your program, then definitely we're going to be there for you. So yeah, going back, Marian, can you tell us about the process? How does it all start? What's the journey of a BADA ex Macquarie student?
Okay, so first of all, after this session, if you were highly interested to pursue a program under Macquarie or study plus work in Australia, then you have to first book a consultation with us. We have daily free consultations. I believe maybe Monette will this talk about this later.
Yes, everyone will
Okay.
receive an invitation
Yeah,
via
okay. So
email.
we do have, okay. So just wait for our email after this session. So first, you have to book an initial consultation with us. That's for free. Then we will provide you the details. You can ask us questions and we can check on your qualifications. Then if after that session, we will give you recommendations, course recommendations, if because usually even if you have already chosen a course, we still recommend others just in case you want to pursue something else. Now, after that, then you sign up with us. When you have decided that, yeah, this is the course that I want and I will pursue this, then you signed up with us as a student of under BADA education. And then after that, we will continue with the consultation because of course, the free consultation, limited lang syempre yung may offer naming details. Once you sign up with us, we will go through the process. We will let you know how, what you need to submit, how to get an offer letter, and then the process until we get your visa granted. So a part of this, let me just highlight that a part of this is not just because sometimes they think, oh, education agent will just pay for the service fee and they'll process everything for us. So for BADA Philippines, we don't only do this. We don't only do that. We don't only help you process your documents, your application until you get the visa. So like what I've said before, we provide assistance. So Omo mentioned yung SOP, the statement of purpose. So if I may just say, the SOP is a very crucial document for your application because this proves to the school that you are genuinely interested in studying sa kanila rather than just using this as an opportunity to get to Australia. Apart from the school, the statement of purpose is it's more crucial to your visa application. So as your agent, we will help you, we will assist you, guide you on how you can write an effective statement of purpose. And so after that, of course, so you can say after ba nung pag nag-grant na yung visa, we fly to Australia. So goodbye na ba? So no, for BADA Philippines, it's not yet a goodbye. For us, we have an office here in Manila and we also have an office in Sydney, Australia. So once you're already in Australia, you still have let's say close contact with us. There are still people there under BADA that can assist you, that can help you. And we do keep track of our students to ensure that they are still on the right track towards achieving their goal. And we also assist them beyond processing their applications. We also provide, while the students are in Australia, we provide or we organize, not me because I'm in Manila, not Manette and I, but our staff in Sydney, they organize activities that provide networking opportunities. Yeah, to promote, for you to have a network of Filipino students na coming from the Philippines. Apart from Macquarie students, then you will also expand your net. Yan. Manette's showing us some photos. So ito yung mga just sample of the activities that, so we invite students to do things with us. Yan.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So it's really beyond just the application. It's almost like you become a family and we assist whoever wishes. For example, you have another friend who also wishes to study in Australia. They're going to be part of that family network with BADA Philippines.
Yes.
So how about Omo, would you like to share student international life in Macquarie?
I assure you that yes. So when it comes to student living, again, I encourage you to really book these counseling sessions with your agent because that's when we're able to give you more details on your options. That's when we get to discuss your preference in accommodations. That's when we get to discuss things that you need. Like we can go as far as discussing your dietary needs, as I have encountered some students who, you know, are very sensitive with their food intake due to allergies whatsoever. These are things that we can talk about once you secure your appointment with your agent. And let me assure you, this is the reason why after the whole thing, super close you now with BADA, super close with your student counselor. That's the kind of relationship that you're going to nurture in the next few years. And see, I'm mentioning years because that's how we think. We're thinking 5 years, you know, these people will not stop being there for you until you have your post-study work visas or until you're tired of Australia. Because for as long as you need to just keep upgrading your living preference in Australia, whether it be for your post-study work visa, or then you decide to become a permanent resident or a citizen, even, they're there for you. We have some experiences, like for example, actually today we were supposed to invite an alumni. Unfortunately, she had somebody, we're not sure if it's she or somebody in the family had COVID, and she had to cancel, understandably. But she is our student, and basically she always envisioned herself to be living in Australia, but then she got a very, very beautiful offer to be based in the UK. So some of our students, even if, no matter how you set yourself to living in a place, but then because of the kind of degree that you earned for yourself and the kind of potential that you showed, it will not be surprising if you attract employers not just from Australia but from all over the world. So it's just a stepping stone to really get you guys out there. Okay. I saw a question here asking if you can apply as early as now for next year's intake. Yes, you may. We've actually processed offers already for 2023. So that will not be an issue. If you want to discuss that further, again, please do set your appointment, and let me know if you want me to join you. So usually, kasi most of our students, especially those who are taking masters, they get a little confused, or they get super torn in choosing which degrees they'd like to combine. And Marian, the double degrees of Macquarie has been very, very attractive. Imagine you're able to mix and match and master in 2 specializations and then enjoy the scholarship. So there's a lot of perks that you're really able to take advantage of in this year. So 2022 really is such a good year. Maybe Marian, you'd like to answer this question.
Okay. How long does it take to process the study visa? Okay. I want to explain that the school application plus the visa application, we separate this into 2 different timelines. So for the school application, we just give, okay? It doesn't mean that this is really how long it takes, but we give it a timeline of 1 month for the school application. Okay, so if you book a consultation with us, we will explain to you the process back at maximum 1 month. And then for the student visa, for the visa application, since we are not, because we as BADA, we have direct communication to the schools. So in case, malilate ka na sa application, ganyan, you contact OMO, and OMO naman to assist, ganyan. However, pagdating sa visa, we can't just do that to the immigration. So we also give it a 1 month timeline, but that's already a maximum. Usually the visas get granted around 2 weeks, 1 to 2 weeks. Pagka lang may mga complications, for example, sa medical examination nyo, nagka-problema, then it could take a month. But usually, based on our experience, around 2 weeks.
Is it true, Marian, that one of the current hurdles right now is setting the medical appointment or securing a slot for the medical?
In the Philippines, kind of. But I think that was like few months ago.
I think it was
when the COVID cases were were high.
But I think
now it's better. Yeah,
it's improving.
Good thing. It's
okay.
There are more slots now.
Okay, that's really relieving to hear, because of course we're trying to rush issuance of COEs in the next few weeks. And you see, this is how hands-on we are also with our students. You can trust that your counselors will hound us whenever they feel like, okay, it's taking 3 days or it's taking 5 working days already, and we're still not getting the response that we need or we're asking for. So it's going to be there's a lot of great pressure on us to really deliver based on the timeline that we're expected to. So offer letter usually takes us 2 to 3 working days, and COEs are issued in the same timeline, so 2 to 3 working days as well. Earlier, I was asked, so can the school help students look for work? And I always remind students this: I don't want you to pressure yourselves in trying to fill in part-time work to sustain your living in Australia. because in your statements of purpose, that should not be there. Okay. You can mention part-time work rights because you know that as a student you have the rights for part-time work hours. And especially now, did you know that Australia lifted the cap of the limit in work hours? So
Yes.
our students have been enjoying unlimited part-time work in the last few months, and there's no telling when that's going to stop. And this is also the reason why I'm seeing a lot of applications come in this 2022. But yeah, going back, yes, we do have several student centers and faculties that help with ensuring, or that help with sharing with you job openings that are around or in campus. The student society as well, the Filipino Student Society of Macquarie, they're also very savvy when it comes to sharing with their fellow Filipino students job openings that they know of. So speaking of, just to give you a glimpse, and it's a good thing that Alan is here. This is one of the people that we will introduce you to when you get to Australia. So it's going to be very helpful for you to get acquainted with this team. Let me share you my screen. They have, so in lieu of our alumni who was supposed to join us today, I'm going to show you a video that they have prepared for you.
Hi, my name is Saralda Minahan. I'm the president of Filipino Student Society of Macquarie University. So we started the society back in 2016, originally named as PhiloSoc MQ, but we rebranded as Filipino Student Society of Macquarie Uni in 2018, and that's when we started having more of a structure within our society. So the main reason why we started the society is because we wanted to establish the presence and foster a sense of Filipino community in our uni. And it's really great because we can have both internal and external students from other universities, alumni, postgraduates, bachelor degree holders. And we also have Filipino and non-Filipino students who are part of our membership base as well. So it's really great. If anyone who's interested in learning more about the Filipino culture, they can also join. Like I said, FSS MQU does a lot of collaborations with other societies within Macquarie Uni, just like K-pop Soc. And our final purpose is to develop and strengthen relationships between Macquarie University, Filipino student societies, and organizations and Filipino institutions in Australia and internationally. So what we do is we basically collaborate with Filipino student societies, not only from our uni, but also other universities in New South Wales, just like UTS, Western Sydney Uni, USyd, UNSW, and also University of Newcastle. And it's really great because our members get to be exposed to not only Filipino students in our uni, but also other unis, and really branch out that network. Essentially, in short terms, FSS can create a sense of belonging for students who may feel like, they want to belong to a community or a specific group within uni, or they want to fulfill their university experience. Because, like I said, FSS, we're very close. We're like one big family. It's like a home away from home. So in terms of international students coming in to Australia on and offshore, we try to, engage with them as much as possible. Also include them within our activities and make them feel as welcome and as home as much as we can. So for example, we'd have events like Macquarie Internationals and FSS MQU Filipino networking events. Semesterly, we would have that just so we can, meet new international students. We'd have O-Week. We'd have samahan events like welcome gathering events. We also have frequent events like Maligayang Mondays, and that would essentially be like really fun activities, very lighthearted, and you can like meet new friends, get to know more about the Filipino culture. And another major event that we have is Palarong Pinoy, which is a culture-based event that we would have students who, let's say, from like myself, who grew up in Australia and they haven't really been as in touch with their culture, they're able to be exposed to traditional Filipino games and like games that Filipino children would be playing in the streets, and get a sense of like sense of their identity. And I was able to get a feel of like what Patintero is like, or like the marble games, you know? It's really fun. And yeah.
Hi, my name is Kathleen Oplani, and I'm the Director of IT in the Filipino Student Society of Macquarie University. Episodes helped me through my first year of university. I came to this uni with knowing no one. I had none of my high school friends coming here, so I was really nervous. So I decided to choose to join the Filipino Society to get more in touch with my culture. And along the way, I made some really great friends who inspired me to become a member and now the part of the executive team. And we all have so much fun, and it's just a really nice community to build up friendships, networks, and even work ethic because I'm a director.
So basically, FSS is really great if you just want to like network out, meet new friends, learn more about the Filipino culture, and like feel welcome into. It's like, let's say, one big family. So yeah, thank you. Hope you enjoyed FSS.
Okay, so I hope you guys enjoy that, and that I hope that kind of makes you guys feel more secure with what's waiting for you in Macquarie. So that's the kind of student life that you're about to get if you pursue a program with us. Okay, do we have more questions? So I'm just
I think
looking.
we're running out of time almost. So if there are
Okay.
questions, it's just better to just guys just book a consultation with us because it's free and it's daily. So that we can directly, because now we have limited time and we can only answer based on what info we have right now, some of the information we have to research. So yeah, maybe we give now the floor to Monette.
No problem. Actually, I'm very happy to see everyone messaging in the chat box. I think
Yes, thank
John
you.
is excited to study in Australia, and we hope Macquarie is gonna see you this year, John and Janelle, and everybody else who's in the call
Yeah.
today. So
Maybe I
actually,
also want to thank Alan. Shout
Yes,
out
yes,
thank
to
thank you,
you.
Alan.
Alan, for
Thank you,
sharing.
Alan.
Thank you, thank you. Omo, I am hoping to meet you soon.
Yes, definitely. I will be there for your pre-departure briefing. So
Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
oh, please let me know when that will be.
I'm scared pero nandyan na eh.
Yes. Masaya yung
Move
Actually,
ano,
forward.
pinipigilan ako sa work
training.
to leave my job pero I don't have a choice na eh. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Alan. And we wish you good luck in your new study journey. And we hope that the rest of the participants today will also be as brave as Alan and consider their or start their application already for study in Australia and with Macquarie University. So I will just wrap up this session by thanking everyone for being very productive today, spending your Saturday with us. Oh my, what's happening to my computer? Okay, and I just want to remind everyone to empower your future today, whether you're whatever age you're now, we can find a way for you. So please visit Macquarie University's website. It's on the screen. And don't hesitate to contact us. Our also contact details are on the screen. But I'm sure all of you have seen my contact information. So feel free to reach out as well. That's the fastest way I think that we can assist you. For now, I'll also thank Omu for joining us today and Marian. It was nice learning more about Macquarie and have an overview about the process. So that's it for today. Have a lovely weekend, everyone, and stay safe. See you very soon.
Thank
Thank
Bye.
you,
you.
everybody. Have a great weekend.
Oh yes. Happy weekend and happy holiday.
Thank you for inviting me here.